What is going on, savages? It is Friday. Let's get after it. Oh my gosh, guys! I'm I'm excited. I don't know. I'm a couple of drinks in. Let me go full screen here. Hang on. I'm a couple of drinks in, which is kind of cool. I hope that everybody out there is having a good time and you had a good week and all that stuff. I mean, crypto's down, but you know what? We're still here. We're still mining. Like Not Your Normal Miner says, we mine for tomorrow, not today, right? So we got to get after it. That's just what we do, right? If you're new here, basically what we do is I have a list of GPU-mineable coins that we randomly pick. I use a random number generator, the Google random number generator, and we pick a coin, and then whatever we land on is what we mine for that 30 minutes. Because the show's 30 minutes because at 10 o'clock BrandonCoin comes on. Usually, I think he's like on vacation or something right now, so we might just, you know, blast right through that 10 o'clock time frame. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where we're at. But basically, that's what we do, and we troubleshoot. Like if we run into problems, we'll troubleshoot it and try to figure it out. Because right now, I mean, all the mining profits and all that stuff are down like huge, so it's really tough right now. So from someone that's not a developer, right now is the time to just put your head down, get to work, learn some stuff, learn you know, how to mine whatever random coin that we land on, right? And it kind of plays into a little bit of spec mining a little bit, because every now and then I'll land on one and I'll go, this is interesting, right? So I have like 136 right now, 136 GPU mineable coins, which is not all of them. You know, I think we started at like 150 something. I haven't added to the list in a while because I haven't really found anything that that's worthy of adding. There's probably thousands of projects, if I was to guess, that are not on the list. These are just ones that I'm fairly confident that we're going to be able to mine them. And the reason that and I pre-record the randomization part of it because you know, if you think about it, I've got a list. It's 136 GPU mineable coins. But if I'm going to try not to look at the chat, okay, because it kind of takes away from my time. So I'll look over there from time to time, but that's funny. All right, so yeah, Pulp Fiction is awesome. One of my all-time favorite movies. All right, so but basically, if we just randomly pick a coin out of those 100 and something coins, there's a real high probability that we'll land on something that we won't be able to mine. There won't be a pool. There won't be a wallet. Something will be wrong with it, right? Because I haven't gone through and verified each one of them. That's what this whole show is about, is actually, you know, finding out which ones we're able to mine, right? This one's a little bit interesting. I did pre-record it. I'm going to start that video now. Give me just a second. And I'm going to kind of watch it with you because you know, so that I can kind of get up to speed with what it was doing, because I actually recorded it last night. So some of that, like if I show you some numbers, like especially like on CoinMarketCap or something like that, it's from last night. It's not from today. So just keep that in mind. So we landed on 100, which was ombre. Now ombre is it stands for shade in French. Apparently the developers are French. I don't know. But you're just going to watch me here. I'm just going to collect all the information that we always you know, need in order to successfully mine a coin. It is a Cryptonite coin, which is kind of cool. I'm a big fan of all the Cryptonite stuff, even though they're going to hit the roadblocks with adoption and, you know, SEC approval and all that stuff. But still, some of my favorite coins are the privacy coins for sure. It's not on CoinMarketCap. It's not on What to Mine. Of course, they have a Bitcoin Talk thread, you know, an announcement thread, and that's what I'm going through here. I jotted down some notes here. It's an indirect fork of Monero. It inherits all of Monero's features, just like most Cryptonote coins do. The difference is that this one has a 60-second block time, or the big difference between this and Monero. It has a 60-second block time. and the minimum transaction mixin is 10. So what a mixin is imagine like, okay, so you're trying to be private, right? And the way that it works is it works with ring signatures, ring CT. So basically what someone viewing the transaction is going to see is 10 plus yours, so 11 transactions or 11 addresses, and they won't be able to tell who actually made the transaction, right? So that's where it like there's a little bit of confusion over mixin compared to Monero as it applies to Bitcoin. It's two different things. In Monero, it's got to do with ring CT signatures, and just look at it as though it's like a privacy feature. Okay, that's really all you have to remember. The total supply of the coin was 1 billion, and that's going to be mined in the first 20 years. The coin symbol is OMB. The algorithm, of course, we already talked about, is Cryptonite-Heavy, and the block time is 60 seconds. There was no pre-mine, and there's just a development funding mechanism in there. So that is pretty much it. So on the video here, basically just going through and showing you all the information I'm collecting. Actually, I kind of got sidetracked there. I don't know if you noticed or not, but I was kind of sort of slightly interested in this coin, so I was kind of doing a little bit more investigation than I normally do. And I am documenting the pool. That I actually changed my mind on the pool, because this one, if you go to mining pool stats, this Cryptonite.cc was the most. It had a huge amount. I'll show you that maybe afterwards, after the video's over. It had a huge amount of the hash power. So I like to spread it out a little bit. I don't like that centralization stuff, so I actually picked a different one for the actual mining effort here. So, like I said, they're not on CoinMarketCap. They're not on What to Mine. Their website, I'm going to show you this too. Their website actually gives a certificate error, like they haven't re-registered their certificate. So it's a HTTPS with an invalid certificate. You'll see that in a minute. Once the video's over, I'll get into all that. It looks like I grabbed a I used a web wallet for the receiving address, which is kind of cool. I like that for this particular evolution, because I don't want to download, the software or the wallet, download the blockchain and all that stuff. I like using the web wallet for this particular task here, just doing this video here. It's probably not going to be one that I'll mine, so I didn't grab the real wallet or anything. I just kind of, made it as simple as possible. So that's the end of the video, I believe, and you can see where I documented the pool was Cryptonite.cc, but like I said, I'm going to change that to a different pool. We'll get to that in a moment. The miners, we might as well use the AMD rig. I'll have to change the display back here. Probably use the AMD rig for this, just because it's Cryptonite. And last night, I want to say it was last night that we used, what did we mine last night? Last night was Italo, yeah. So it was a Cryptonite-Heavy coin, and we actually used XMRIG-NVIDIA, and we used the NVIDIA rig. So tonight, to change it up a little bit, we'll use the AMD rig. So let me get to my desktop here on the screen, and I'll show you where we're kind of at with the information, and I'll show you what I changed as well. See right here, I changed the pool to the Skynet, and I'll show you why. Because if you go over here to see where are we at? Yeah, this is the mining pool stats. If you go over there, you can see that Cryptonite-CC, while it might be the most reliable pool, out of this list here, it also has 90% of the hash rate. So of the whole entire network for this coin. So I was like, maybe we'll go down to the Skynet. So we'll figure this one out, or I figured we would use this one. It hasn't found a block in a while though. This one found one just 9 minutes ago. I don't know, the COD pool, it was like a toss-up between these two. So we'll just go ahead and do the Skynet. since that's what I already documented. And then the hardware wise, this is the rig that we'll be using, so you can see that. It's a 11 GPU rig. It's got 9 580s, 2 570s, and they're the nice MSI Armor Mark IIs. Love those GPUs, they're awesome. It does have one-click timing patch applied and all that stuff. My favorite motherboard, my favorite case, you know, all that stuff. So, so there you go. All right, let's go back to documentation. We'll go ahead and grab the pool address because we're going to need that. And we'll go over to Simple Mining. And before we even get started, let me show you what our I am mining. I'm already mining a Cryptonite coin here. Let me show you what I'm mining. I'm actually mining Haven right now using this rig, and I'm mining Aeon on the Kessel, the NVIDIA rig. So as far as power goes, now Haven is a Cryptonite Haven, which I think was a heavy modified heavy. So as far as power goes, it's probably not going to be a lot of difference. I wouldn't imagine that there's probably not going to be any difference. But I was going to show you my power on an 11 GPU rig right now. Hopefully you can see that. It'll fix here in a second. There you go. It's 968, 964, 970. So that's at the wall, 960. We'll call it 970 watts, just for the heck of it. And that's 11 GPUs, so it's not bad. I mean, it's not pulling a lot. And that's everything. That's at the wall. So, all right. So let's go ahead and we're going to add a group here. And oh, we got to figure out which miner we're going to use. Now, I've been using XMRIG. I think we'll go ahead and use XMRIG just for simplicity because it dual threads for you. I mean, if you need to control the intensities, then there are some additional things you have to do, but it's not like XMR Stack where you have to modify that AMD.txt file and all that business. So I think we'll just use XMRIG for this video here. So we'll go add group and we'll use XMRIG-AMD, and they are up to version 2.8.6. We'll select that. We're going to go, I forgot, it's OMB, right? OMB is the, now again, I mean, this stuff doesn't matter, but I like naming conventions, so I like to put something in there that I can glance at it and I can know exactly what it is. So it's Cryptonite-Heavy, and we're using, this is going to be an AMD rig, and then it's for YouTube. That's basically my naming convention that I use. Right here, I usually put a lot more stuff in the group description. You can see all that stuff down here, but just for the sake of this, I don't really worry about that too much. All right, so we grabbed our pool address, right? That's what we have on our clipboard, so we're going to paste that in there. Now we need to get the port address, which is 7880. I will zoom up on this in a moment. 7880. And I will post this in the description of the video as well, if you need it. So the address, the receiving address is, hey Shuby, what's up? I was just talking about you. Kinda, because cheers, brother. I'm like 2 drinks in, so I'm good. I'm actually drinking Crown, and it's a Crown Apple and Coke. So I ran out of Fireball, but anyway, so let's go. Port, I got the port. Okay, so I need the address, receiving address, and again, I got this off of the web wallet, basically, which you're not really supposed to mine to apparently, but I'm not going to mine this coin like after tonight, so I don't think I would ever mine this coin. So I'm just gonna use it just to get up and running. Now, last night we mined Italo, remember, and we kind of ran a little bit long, and we switched over to BrandonCoin's LiveStream and all that stuff. And I thought when we ended it that we were actually mining, but we weren't. Because I started getting invalid results and all that normal red error. And all I had to do, if you look at the video, and I thought about this as I was doing it. I was like, you know, I'm going to have to add in that algorithm and the variant arguments into the miner option string, because you have to kind of identify, like, you know, now that Monero's or all the Cryptonite coins are trying to be ASIC resistant, so there's all these different variants and all that stuff going on. So you have to specify that to the pool that you're trying to use, which coin and which algorithm you're actually trying to use. So if we were to just save it like this and just leave it alone, it's probably not going to work. So we might as well. I mean, I could probably do that to show you. Let's do that just to show an actual problem. So I'm going to take the defaults here, which is all this stuff here. Let me zoom up and show you what we got so far. Got the pool, got the port, and then here's the mining address, or the receiving address of the wallet. Scoot over here a little bit. Long address, Cryptonite stuff, and then all you have is password X, donate level 1, and then print time 5, and that's it. So I think that we are going to have a problem. It'll probably give us invalid results, and then what we'll do is we'll go in there and fix it. Right? We'll give it the algorithm and the variant. I'll bring that up just so that we have it available. I have it in my bookmarks here. Get to that. All right, so let's head back over to Simple Mining. And we need to go to the rig list. We need to assign that group to the rig. So we'll go here, go to group config, and it was OMB, Cryptonite-Heavy, AMD, YouTube. That miner is already on my rig, so I'll just hit save, reload. I like, if I know that the miner's not there, I like to throw it a reboot, but apparently it doesn't matter too much, because I've done it both ways. I've done it as a reload and a reboot. So let me change the display back here. Maybe. There we go. So it is rebooting, and it says downloaded config. All right, great. All that stuff's normal and awesome. Yeah, man, I've been looking forward to tonight. Shuby, you know, I don't drink during the week, of course. I don't drink that much anyway, but here lately I have been a little bit more, probably because of the crypto, maybe. But yeah, so I don't. Friday night's my night, you know. All right, so, oh wow. Let me bring up the console here. Now, I believe that this is what we had last night, also whenever we were doing Italo. And remember, we kind of shifted off of this. Like, once I saw those new jobs coming in, we shifted off of it and went to BrandonCoins and all that stuff. Well, guess what? See, that's what I started getting after I ended the stream and we went over to BrandonCoin. So even though it's showing you hash rate here, it's got this low difficulty share error here. You can see that right there. Hopefully you can see that right there. So there's a problem, right? So it doesn't know what Cryptonite we're trying to mine. So let's switch this back off of that group so that I don't get my IP banned for a little while here. Let me get back on Haven. And then what we're going to do is go to group config, and we're going to go and fix it. So what we have to do is we have to add the algorithm and the variant. So you can put this at the beginning or the end, or probably anywhere in between there. So we're going to go dash algo, I think. You could probably just put a -a. And then this is Cryptonite-Heavy. So we're going Cryptonite-Heavy. And then the variant if we go to what I have bookmarked here on coinguides.org, coinguides.org, you can see it's got a nice little list here of the variants and things like that. So Cryptonite-Heavy is 0. So variant 0. It's also the original old. It's also the old Cryptonite Lite. So we're going to put a, yep, that sounds right to me. We're going to put a 0 as the variant. So let me get back over here. I'll zoom up on this again. So we're going to go -- variant space 0. Let me zoom up on that. So that's what we have now at the end. So now we'll reassign this. We'll save it first, and then we will assign that group back to the rig. And the reason I don't leave it assigned whenever there's problems like that is because a lot of the Cryptonite pools will ban your IP, maybe even all of them. The pools will ban your IP after a while if you're submitting the wrong data, right? So they're like, what is this guy trying to do? You know, he's messing up our pool. So not really messing it up, but you know, it's wasted bandwidth and wasted processing and stuff. So they don't like that kind of stuff. So we're going to choose the rig again, group config, reassign it back to the OMB, and then do a reload. And then you'll see it reboot back there, probably, right? Maybe. My head's in the way. And then I'll bring it up here too, so we can watch it. All right. So what's it saying here? Looks pretty good so far. Just finding the GPUs and stuff. So what we're looking for is an accepted share, because last night we kind of got, because we were running over, I was like, hey, you know, we need to switch over to BrandonCoin and stuff. So so that's what we're looking for right there, accepted. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but right here it says accepted. Now let's check our power. But again, this is not really a really great example because we were already mining Cryptonite coin, but it looks like it's actually a little bit less. It's 933 on a 939. Okay, so remember before it was like 960 something. But that just could be because it just fired up. It might actually get up to 960 later on. Although, remember, it was Haven that I was mining, so it is a little bit different. So now what we could do, since we have some time, normally we're like running short on time, but let's go. We're hitting 11K, right? 11.3K. So let's go and do some research and find out what kind of profit we would be looking at on this particular coin. I'm going to go to ProfitBot Pro, which is a friend of mine's Cryptonite specific profit manager, profit finder. I don't know what to call it. Let's see. So we want to sort by name because we're looking for ombre, right? We'll go ascending, maybe. Calculate, and then we're going to scroll down and look for ombre. Should be coming up here in a moment. Here it is right here. So now we need to actually I forgot, we need to put the hash rate in here. So we're going to go Cryptonite-Heavy, right? It's heavy tube. So we're going to go I think you have to round up on here. So what was it, 11.3? We might be able to put 11.3 in there. Let's find out. Looks like it. Looks like it accepted it. So now let's go back down here to OMB. And it looks like that's not bad. $4.31 a day. But that kind of, that's, again, man, that's pretty good, actually. You know, obviously it's on trade ogre, so if you were trading those in like right away, mining and trading every day, then hey, that's not bad. $4.31 on Ombre. Kind of cool. All right, that's cool. That's kind of all I have. I could probably go and set it up on the NVIDIA rig also to kind of do a comparison. But I mean, it's only 6 GPU. But you would be able to tell like right away, like, oh my gosh, this is so much worse than you know, the AMD rig. It's just you know, the technology and the capabilities of the GPU is just totally different. So this, you know, AMD is really good at Cryptonite algorithms. We can do that. Let's see here. Group config. We'll add a group. We'll go XMRIG-NVIDIA. I'm kind of curious here what this is going to do here. You know what I should do is I should go and grab. Let me go and grab this first. Make it a little bit easier. Copy that. And then we're going to go XMRIG-NVIDIA version 284. Change that to NVIDIA. All I did was I copied what I already had in the other one. It's the same miner, so it should work. Add that. Then we're going to go to rig list. And let me get this one back on Haven real quick. And just remember it was like 11.3K. But again, that's for, you know, 11 GPUs too. Let me get this one back on Haven. And then put this one on OMB NVIDIA. Let me switch back over to that rig. Anybody got any cool plans for this weekend? I don't really. Not too much going on. I was hoping there would be more people in here tonight. Only 3 of y'all. That's cool though. Alright, so it looks like it has rebooted. It's getting some jobs, so now we just want to make sure that it is getting accepted shares. And once it's getting accepted shares, should be good. But you can see right there, I mean, it's 6 GPUs. 774 is not that bad. But the other one was 11.3K, right? Yeah, so it's got an accepted share there, so that's good. Wow, it popped up to... Oh, yeah, that's... Yeah, only 4,400. That's not great. But you can see right there, I mean, it's a huge difference, you know. 4,400 versus 11.3K. 4.4K versus 11.3K. So we'll go back. Let's see, it's 4480. So we'll go back to ProfitBot Pro. We'll throw that in here. Might not be able to go 4480. I don't know how he's got this set up as far as rounding up or down or whatever. It looks like it worked. So we'll go back down here to OMB. So it went from 430 something to $1.71. This is what I'm used to seeing nowadays for my rigs. Oh my gosh, it's so awful. All right, so that is going to wrap it up, I believe. We did both. We did, you know, OMB on NVIDIA and AMD, so that's kind of cool. We got through a lot of it. We used the XMRIG miner. Does anybody know if Brandon's probably going to do a premiere video, if I'm not mistaken? I think he's out of town, so but we will switch over there and see what he's got going on. I'm going to end it right there. I hope everybody has a great weekend. I will see y'all again on Monday. I'm probably going to be in the next few weeks. I'm probably going to be able to release a few more videos, not just these live streams. I'll probably be able to do some other videos that I've kind of been wanting to do. So in the next 3 or 4 weeks, I should be getting quite a few more videos out. So keep your eye out for that. And I just want to say thanks everybody for stopping in and checking it out. You know, as long as y'all are showing up, I'm going to show up. We're going to get through this. I have a feeling that 2019 is going to be epic, but that's just me. I don't know, I don't know for sure, but it just seems like things are lining up to make that happen. Fingers crossed anyway, right? You want to see the shirt? The shirt is not true right now. Money grows on rigs. So anyway, I don't know. So did Brandon say that he was going to do a premiere, or were you able to check that out, Shuby? He might not. I thought he said that he was going to do premieres like each regular night that he was going to be gone. So we'll see. I could probably head over there and check it out. Yeah, and if you just landed on this channel, like if you're just searching YouTube for crypto stuff and you found me and you like this kind of content, I do other videos too. I don't just do the live stream. I have a lot of not a lot, but I have quite a few videos on here about some pretty in-depth stuff as far as like dual threading. I've got how to mine RandomCoin, which seems to be my most popular video. Stuff like that. So down here, I've got like a beginning build, like all the way from the beginning, like ordering the parts and finding the parts, and they're a little bit out of date, so the prices probably aren't accurate. Probably a lot less now, but still something to check out. Not a lot of narration on there. It was more, it was less of me talking and more of just doing, right? So I probably, if things turn around, or when things turn around, I'll probably start doing more. I'll hopefully be able to do more build videos and actually talk about each individual thing that I'm actually doing, instead of just kind of, those were some of my first videos, and I wasn't good at the editing part, and not that I am now, I'm still not, but getting a little bit better at it. But you just kind of have to cut me a little bit of a break, because I was just recording. I think I did pretty well in some of them, but there's I don't remember how many. 6 videos on the mining rig builds, and then I like Simple Mining OS. Obviously, that's pretty much all I use. I have a playlist for Simple Mining OS as well. I have How to Mine, which all of these videos end up in that one. That's why there's so many. There's like 45 in there. I do a little bit of stuff with wallets. Like if there's like an update. I tried to do the RandomCoin update wallet, the most recent one. I've got one right here as well. But the most recent one, and I wasn't recording the screen whenever I was doing it, so I lost that one. But whatever. And then I've got the RandomCoin Mining Show. And then, some other stuff. So if you like that kind of content, I'm I'm very consistent with this particular show. It's every night at 9:30, every weeknight at 9:30. I think I do a pretty good job of starting on time and being on point with it. Every now and then I'll have a technical problem, although I think I figured that out. It would crash like during the video portion of the live stream, like the pre-recorded video, and I think it ended up being one of two things. It was either that I had, because I've got an RX 580 in this rig, or in this machine that I use to do the stream and all that, and I had it, because I mine with it sometimes, or whenever I'm testing stuff, I had it set to compute and not graphics. That was one thing. And then I also had like an old driver, an old AMD driver that probably needed to be updated, so I updated that, and ever since then I haven't had a problem. So I think that I'm hoping that I got that squared away and I don't crash anymore like I was. It seemed like it crashed like twice in a row, like 2 shows in a row, and it's really upset me. But I think I got that ironed out. Yeah, so follow me on here. And I know, like, whenever I was first getting into crypto, I would I would run across like someone, a YouTuber or something like that. I was like, oh man, this is pretty cool. He's got some good content, you know. And then I would want to keep it a secret for some reason, right? Because it's like, oh, I found like this I found this thing that, you know, that's kind of cool, and not everybody knows about it. But don't do that to me. I'm asking you to let your friends know, you know, like share it out on social media, whatever, you know, and because it helps. It does, because like the subscriber count helps and all that stuff helps. It helps get the videos in front of, you know, more eyes and things like that. So it just helps. And don't worry, I won't forget you guys. Like, I won't, you know, you guys are awesome. I know who's here. I know who's here now, and I'll always remember that. But I do want to grow, so I want to get more subscribers and stuff. So help me out a little bit with that. And on Twitter as well. I was watching this last night. I was like, man, what is happening? But it was going, not that I was sitting here watching it, but it just seemed like every time I went to Twitter, it was changing. The followers went down to I lost 3 followers somehow. I think they were doing some cleanup of like bots and things like that. Because typically people don't unfollow people unless they really mess up, and I don't think I haven't said anything too bad, I don't think. So anyway, so follow me on Twitter as well. What else we got? I think that's it. Yeah, because, you know, I've got a Facebook page also, but I am not. I'm not a fan of Facebook. I'm just not. So I'm not on there very much. I tried at first because I was trying to hit all the different angles, you know. I even have like a Instagram and stuff like that, but I'm not on there much. I think that in order for me to do this, I've got to kind of focus, right? I can't have all these different avenues. Although I know that that's detrimental because, you know, you're cutting off, you know, some contact methods, but I also think that content will be better if it's less avenues to dispense it, right? So if you're only on YouTube and you're only on Twitter, and of course I have like Discord too. So I don't know. I'm mostly on Twitter and I'm mostly on YouTube. I'm not on Discord that much, but I do, like, if someone does message me on there, I do respond to it. So keep that in mind. Yeah, Bitcoin Jay, we are trying to grow together. We all support each other. You did 100 videos? Oh, wow. I don't think I have 100. I don't know how many I have. Is there somewhere I can see how many videos I have? I think I only have maybe 60. I got 45 here. Some of these are duplicates though. I don't know. I'd have to look at my studio and stuff. I don't want to do that live here to get that information. Let's see. You got 100 followers. That's good. Awesome. I know that YouTube just did something. They also cleaned up like bots and stuff like that, because one of my friends, Crypto Cruising, he lost like 200. He had 1,300 something subscribers, and he lost like 200 plus or 250 or something like that. So it's pretty huge, you know, how that can happen. You know, I guess again, I guess it was bots or whatever, but it sucks, you know, because he just went over 1,000. You know, it's like it's like a milestone, right? I mean, whenever you go over 1,000, it's like, oh wow, this is cool, you know. And then boom, now all of a sudden now he's not over 1,000 anymore, you know. So it sucks, but I guess that happens whenever they clean stuff up. Let's see where he's at right now. Yeah, it still says 1.3K. He said he lost a bunch though. Yeah, see on that previous screen it said 1.3K. So 1,300. Now if I go into it, now it's only 965. So, and he just recently went over 1,000. So that's pretty brutal. I mean, it's like, you know, you work really hard, you know, because as YouTubers, you know, we are content creators, whatever you want to call us. You know, we kind of we work at this. It's not like, I mean, some of it, it's fun. Obviously it's fun, but we also want, you know, additional subscribers. We want to grow and things like that. And he, like I said, he just went over 1,000 and then boom, you know, they did some cleaning up of bots or whatever. And then now he's down to 965, you know? So now he gets to, you think about this from a milestone perspective. He recorded going over 1,000, you know, and he put it on Twitter and things like that. Now he's going to have to do it again, you know, or he doesn't have to, but he could do it again. He could do a second time that he hits 1,000. That kind of sucks, you know, if you think about it. But yeah, I'm with you there, Shuby. I would do the same thing. I would unsub from people. Like, I've got a lot of subs. I mean, I don't have a lot of subs. I'm subbed to a lot of things, but if they stop putting in content and if they stop putting out content and I was ever over there looking around and I didn't see any numbers by their name, like, you know, for months at a time, yeah, I would probably unsub too. There's some people that I sub to like early on, and they just, like, there's one guy that I thought that was going to be awesome because he was doing rig builds like way back in the day. And he put out like 1 or 2 videos, and then he did like another video of like some family vacation stuff, and then another video that was totally unrelated. And I was like, okay, dude, yeah, you know, I just couldn't do it, so I unsubbed from him. But his first videos were great. But it happens, you know. I'm trying to stay kind of consistent and, you know, do the same type of content. This whole mining show, RandomCoin Mining Show, was kind of an accident. You know, I don't know if y'all know the story about this, but I was in Brandon, and this is why I coordinate with BrandonCoin, because, and I try to stop, you know, my show so that we can switch over to his, because I was watching his stream one time, and you know, he does an hour, or he tries to do an hour, and it was one of those times where it was not much news, there wasn't much going on in the market or mining or anything, and it was kind of like struggling for content, right? They were struggling to, like, okay, what are we gonna do now, you know? And one of the people watching, I can't remember his name now, oh my gosh, it's in my description though, hang on a second, let me go back to my channel here so I can figure this out. I put it in the description. I just can't remember his name. John Hartwig, which I haven't seen him in a while. But anyway, so we were watching BrandonCoin and struggling, and he mentioned, he was like, hey, you should probably just randomly pick you know, something from CoinMarketCap and go and check it out. Well, I mean, obviously, whatever they landed on, they didn't do it like a randomization or anything like that. They just kind of went to it, you know, and picked something. I don't think he did like a random number generator or anything like that. But it just gave me this idea. I'm like, oh man, how cool would that be if you had like a list of GPU mineable coins or mineable coins, and you randomly picked one, and then you kind of went for it, you know, in a show. Because I was kind of kicking around the idea of doing a show at some point, but I just couldn't figure out like what the content was going to be, you know. I didn't want to just turn the camera on and start talking crypto, because that's not good. I wanted to make it somewhat entertaining, so So that's kind of like where the idea actually came from, was right there. So I said, you know, maybe we can do this each weeknight until we run out of coins, which will be never. I don't know. I don't know if it'll be never or not, but I only have 136 right now. There are new ones coming out all the time. There's one that's not even mineable yet that I don't want to talk about just yet, but I am interested in it. Maybe once they go with the testnet and maybe even just testnet, maybe at that point I will maybe add them to the list or something, or maybe I'll do a video on that. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't want to hold you guys up. That's all I really have to talk about. Is there anything y'all want to talk about? Yeah, that's exactly how I started, was taking input from the people, because, you know, it was just like it was such a random thing, you know, just watching the show, watching BrandonCoin, and then him mentioning that, and then I was like, what a cool idea, you know. And then me and Brandon talked about it a little bit, and I was like, yeah, I could probably do it from like 9:30 to 10, and then, you know, that way we can stop at 10 and we can switch over to yours, and we can kind of, you know, anybody that finds my show will know about your show, because I'll be talking about it during my show. You know, I'll be like, hey, you know, we're going to switch over to BrandonCoin right now, you know, at the end. So, hey, what's up, Michael? We're still on, man. We're still here. We're just chit-chatting. I'm a couple drinks in. I've got Crown Apple and Coke. So there you go. So he doesn't have a video out there? Huh. I thought for sure that he would. Because, see, this is one of the things of, like, growing your channel, right? I can't do what he's doing yet, right? Because of the number of subscribers. I don't know if y'all know, if you're not, like, familiar with how YouTube works, but I don't have enough subscribers to schedule premieres. So if I premiere something, I can premiere something, but I have to be there, like it's real time. He can schedule it ahead of time, right? So he can put it up there and say, okay, on this date at this time, play this video and premiere it, right? And then that way, you know, it'll notify him, and then, you know, notify all of his subscribers, and then he can tune in there and chat and all that stuff. But I can't do that yet. I think you have to have 1,000, if I'm not mistaken. It might be 10,000, but I think it's 1,000 before you can actually schedule a premiere. So I thought that he was going to do that, but I don't know. I thought he was going to do that for each night. I guess he's on a cruise. That's cool. It's been a while since I've been on a cruise. Kind of neat. What else is going on? Has anybody been following the whole squirrel minority, oh got a girl, GP order thing? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? I saw something. No, I don't play Minecraft. My kid does. I saw something that kind of makes sense. I don't, you know, I wasn't going to talk about that, but I wasn't going to talk about this, but we're all still here. So I figure I might mention it. Actually, you know what I'll do? I will just bring up the thread, and so that we can kind of read it together. I think, what was the name of it? It's not squirrel, it's let's see if anybody replied to it. No, I think it's acorn. That's what it is. The whole acorn thing. This is basically turned into a damn disaster. Alright, so if I go over here, this is what I saw like right before the stream. So this one poster here says, there's a couple of things to note here. This is freaking amazing. Not amazing. This is, amazing is the wrong word. This is like a slap in the face. Okay, so they're selling acorns on Amazon, right? I was like, no way are they going to do that. Well, yeah, they are. Now remember how hard these were to get. Like, it took forever. I don't know how this works. Do they have a lot of these now or what? I don't know. I know that people are getting them shipped to them, but there's still no miner, right? So I think that the 215, I think you can like mine with it solo or by itself. You don't need the miner, like it operates as a FPGA, and I think you have to do a bit stream and stuff to it. I don't know exactly how that works. And then you got the Squirrel Xilinx, the BCU 1525, but these other ones, I mean, there's no miner for them, right? So anyway, let's go back to the thread here. So that was the first thing that I noticed. I'm like, man, that is messed up. You know, all these people waited so long for those. I didn't know. I haven't ordered any. See what. Yeah, there's some issues with the performance numbers. You know, and you know what? I will say. I will go ahead and say this, because I think I want to say that I told somebody else the same thing. This is like a really good example of developers and coders coming together to make something that they think is awesome, and it might be awesome, but they don't have any type of corporate knowledge, right? Like business sense or business knowledge, because they abandoned, like a long time ago, they abandoned Bitcoin Talk thread, which I think was not good, right? Because they being, Minority and Squirrel, they both abandoned this thread, and they just let people just talk all the crap that they wanted to talk on here. And they did everything through Discord, which, okay, fine, whatever. But I think it hurt them. I think it hurt them pretty bad. And I don't think that's good. But here's the interesting thing. This person, Philip Ma 1957, said that it seems like, I want to say that he was the one that mentioned it. Let's see. Maybe not. Apparently there was someone, M. Furman, on Discord that was always warning. Apparently he was. I wasn't on the Discord that much, but apparently he was always warning people about this situation. But anyway, reading through this, apparently the rumor is that O Got a Girl, which I liked her in the beginning. I don't know. Again, this is just rumors. This is just, we're just reading this on the screen here. This is not me saying this. But apparently she was the one that was coding the miner. And whenever things kind of fell apart between Minority and Squirrel, apparently, it might have had to do with she wanted too much money. I mean, there's things down here that kind of go into the details a little bit. I'll read what, now apparently GPU Hoarder, which is the main Squirrel guy that, you know, developed these acorns and all that stuff, says that he hasn't been very active in here because it's become troll infected. Again, and this is in Discord. Now this is a copy from Discord. It's become troll infected. It says that we've collected 20. Does that mean 20 million? I don't think so. But it says $20 plus M. From people, and shipped thousands of products. Maybe it is millions. I don't know. And shipped thousands of products. Tried to go above and beyond and every chance we can, but we're all going to pull a no-show. But we're going to pull a no-show scam at the last minute over a piece of software. For what? A couple $100,000 in acorn sales? That doesn't even cover a month of our team's salary. Get out of here with that bullcrap. Progress is good. There was intellectual property, IP, involved in Squirrel Miner that was owned by Minority. See right there, it's kind of like saying what the other guy was saying above that, where minority had some of the code or the property that they needed to make these acorns work, right? He says, I can't discuss that in detail with all the legal action, so that also backs it up. It makes it really hard to give detailed updates, but I can say I believe that the hurdle is cleared. Our favorite silly ZP miner got integrated into Squirrel Miner today, so it sounds like they're making their own miner. There are updated Linux drivers and Windows drivers in testing now. There will be more updates releases this week. No shutdown here. So I don't know, man. I don't know where this is going. At this point, I'm glad I didn't get involved, to be honest. I would have been a little bit upset, but they are available on Amazon now. So there you go. I don't know what to think about it, to be honest. But like I was saying earlier, it seemed like just one more project that, you've got these super smart developers and super smart coders, and they get together and they're like, oh my gosh, we can make this so awesome. But then they don't have any business sense, like at all. And it seems like that happens a lot in the crypto space, Probably just the nature of the beast. I don't know. All right, so let's see. What are we doing down here? Just checking out the chat real quick. Yeah, we just hope we can use that acorn thing one day. Exactly. I don't know, man. It's not looking good. Yeah, I mean, if Squirrel Labs comes through, GPU Hoarder and those guys come through with an actual miner, then maybe. But, and it was also awful what happened because of the market. If the market was really booming or at least stayed level, then people wouldn't have been so upset about their refunds, right? Because apparently they're refunding people in ETH, that they paid for with, right? Which is legit. If you paid 3 ETH, then and now you're getting 3 ETH back, that's legit. That's a legit transaction, even though the value of it is so much lower, right? So whenever you gave them 3 ETH, it might have been $1,200, and now that 3 ETH is $240. So, I mean, it's brutal, but that's that's the risk you take, I guess. I thought about getting one of these just to play with the whole FPGA thing, bit streams and things like that. Because I guess that I want to say that the CLE 215 you can do that. Don't know for sure, but I don't know. I don't want to talk out of turn there. But I guess that wow, there's 6 people in here now. We keep increasing. I was gonna shut down, but that's okay. I can keep going, but I don't know. I don't really have anything to talk about. There's also that. Remember, was it last night? Italo, I think, was. Yeah, that was the one that had the hardware. Well, I can't even remember the name of it now, but it's got that USB FPGA device that it was going to use. I think that was Italo. I'm probably not saying that right. 6 people and 6 likes. Yay. Awesome. All right, we can go to what to mine. That's a good idea. This is set up for my actual rig here, the one that we actually used tonight. 2 570s and 9 580s. I do have my power in here as 6998. That's a little low compared to what most people are used to. Most people are paying 10 cents, I think, is the average. But we can check out what's going on here. Man, after power, I don't know. I can definitely see why people are turning their rigs off. I do not blame them at all, but in my case, I'm doing spec mining. I'm just sucking up the cost of the power and just moving right along. You know, I'm not looking at it to make money at this point. It's just not going to happen. So I'm not going to worry about it, but I'm not going to turn my rigs off just yet. Maybe sometime in the future, but not right now. Yeah, so, I mean, this is huge. Like, you know, after power costs, like people love to put in here like and not include the power, right? But I don't think that's right, because you look at this and you go, okay, $329 a day for this 11 GPU rig. So that's $99, whatever, a little over $100 a month. But then, man, after you put in the power or you take the power out, it's not even $1 a day for an 11 GPU rig. I mean, good grief. Anyway, I don't know. What else, Shuby? What do you want me to look at? You want me to look at maybe, we'll look at an NVIDIA rig. So this is my NVIDIA rig, the one that's behind me here. Got the power in there already. So we'll check this out, see what it says. Bitcoin Diamond's always, it seems like it's always up there, but you know what? I've never mined that. I've never mined it. Maybe I should. I don't know. Mined RavenCoin a bunch. Mined Aeon a bunch. Yeah, I should have showed you the power. You know what we could do? I could go back over here. I'm mining all this nonsense right now. I forgot to change them back. Let's see. This one's still on OMB, so somebody's got a little bit of hash power of mine. Let me change this to Aeon. I'll change it to Aeon and then let it reboot, and I can show you the power, and then maybe we can change it back to this. Well, we know it's, well, actually we don't know what the power is, so just to show the difference in power draw. Right now it's drawing 667 about. Shuby, you were looking at how to mine Aeon and you gave up? All right, let's do it. Shuby, do you use simple mining? I don't even know what you use there. I can go through it right now. Yeah, I agree, Mark. You know, what we've done this year, I mean, 2018, look, you know, I don't think that we will ever see anything like 2017 again. I really don't. I think that that was a complete anomaly. I don't think that, I mean, there was so many things. It was like a perfect storm kind of situation, right? I don't think we'll ever see that type of growth that fast again. You know, because you had the ICO thing, you had the BitConnect thing, you had, you know, YouTube explosion, you know, as far as a lot of content about mining and things like that. There was just a lot, Reddit and all that stuff. There was a lot of stuff that lined up to make 2017 the way that it was. 2018 has been like a cleansing, you know, like the people that are supposed to be here, the people that are here now, like right now, or we'll just call it at New Year's, like 2019, January 1st, 2019. The people that are there now on that day, or the people that are there on that day, that are still in the crypto space, are the ones that are supposed to be here. All those people from 2018 that are jumping ship aren't supposed to be here anyway, right? So that's just kind of the way I look at it. It's probably a little bit harsh, but it's just the way I look at it. It's just true to me. You You know, there are going to be projects, any of the projects that you see that are still around in 2019 that survived 2018. If a project survives 2018, you better believe that it's a real project and it has some value, right? Because there's no way that it could last through 2018 if it didn't have an actual product or if it didn't have an actual goal. You know, that's just the way I look at it. What are we saying here, Shuby? You wanted to see how to mine the coin that just had on what to mine. What did I have on there? Bitcoin Diamond? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I don't think that 2019 is going to... I mean, I do think that things are lining up to where it's going to be epic sometime in 2019. I don't know if it's like going to be early or late, or in the middle. But in the back of my mind, I'm also kind of thinking that this could last a while too. I don't know. You know, there's a lot of things that are supposed to happen that if they don't happen, like the backed and the ETF and all that stuff, even though I don't you know, believe that we actually need that to grow, it will be absolutely devastating if they don't get passed, right? At least for a while. I think that it'll be really bad if BAC doesn't fire up and if the ETF doesn't get approved. It'll be brutal for quite a while. So you're saying middle. So can we get a name, Shuby? What coin are we talking about? RandomCoin? Is that what you're talking about in the middle? Or this one? Bitcoin interest? Yeah, the halving in golly, why can't I not say that word? In 2020 is going to be huge too. Yeah, I agree. If you look at all the charts, like it follows that halving BCD. Okay, so Bitcoin interest. That's what you want to mine? Okay. I actually did mine that for a while. So now, Shuby, do you use simple mining or are you using just Windows? Let me know. I hate this delay because I really want to be able to, like, boom. Here, I guess I could just type in there, right? Okay, so, oh, BCD. Oh, Bitcoin Diamond. Okay. Good grief. All right. I've never mined that. So let's try it. Isn't this the one? It's gone like crazy on. I think there's some pretty good gains from Bitcoin Diamond, if I'm not mistaken. Let's look at some charts here real quick. Yeah, see, it's like still going up. Although, yeah, I mean, it's had kind of a wild ride here, huh? $3. $6 in May. Looks like it launched here sometime in March. Okay, so it's down overall from launch time. So it's down overall. So, but I thought that this one was one that was actually doing pretty well, but maybe not. I probably just caught it whenever it was doing these spikes here. You know, like, oh my gosh, it's up, you know, 20% or 30% or whatever. Okay, let's go back over here. They're hiring, so that's good. Let's see if we can grab their wallet. QT wallet, Electrum. Yeah, I don't think I've ever, let me go check real quick. I don't think I have a wallet. Oh, I do. I might have looked at them at one time, like maybe whenever they first came out. This wallet's going to be old though. Looks like whenever I copied it over, maybe made a copy of it or something. So what I'll do is, let's go back over here. I'm going to trust their wallet. I know I shouldn't. Hey, it came back. That's like the first time ever. Normally whenever you launch like a wallet and it grabs the screen and asks you to, you know, like authorize it, it doesn't bring back the screen. You know, it won't show the desktop. It goes black. So anyway, that's cool. So that's a plus right away. It actually worked. I'm going to actually put it on my data drive here. Yeah, I might not have ever actually successfully mined this. I'm gonna have to find out about the algorithm and stuff too, because it looked like it had its own algorithm, so I need to look at that. Alright, so we got that. Standard QT wallet. Copy the address. It might be something I'll mine in the future, so I'll just let the blockchain. It's only 9 years behind because it's getting the whole Bitcoin blockchain. That's funny. 9 years and 47 weeks behind. Yay. All right, so we'll do that. Let's see here. Go back. That's funny. I don't know what I just did. So we need to find out about their actual free-for-all Friday. Yeah, that's a good idea. So we need to find out about the algorithm and stuff. It's talking about CPU miner here. I'm pretty sure you can mine this with GPUs at this point. When did this come out? This was 2017. Is this the right thread? Is this the same one? I'm just not that familiar with it. It's got to be the right one though. CoinDiamond.org. This is BitcoinDiamond.in. Let's go to the last page of the thread here and see. There is some somewhat new stuff here. Interesting. Alright, so that's where I got that from. Well, yeah, I need to find more updated information, huh? It seems like they would have, I mean, the latest one is like December 14th. That's today, but let's go to a pool and see if we can kind of figure this out. Because what to mine says it is the BCD algorithm. Now, again, I'm just not familiar with, I mean, I'm sure it's like it's going to be a version of something, Equihash maybe? I don't know. If y'all know, type it into the chat, because I have never mined this before and I don't even know where to start with it. But what we need to find out is what is the algorithm. I mean, it says BCD right here, but I mean, we could also find out if they had a miner. So what miner do they use? We could just Google it, I guess. GPU mining Bitcoin Diamond. There's a Medium article on it. Looks like they hard forked. This is September. Looks like a lot of stuff was going on in September. After they hard forked, probably, I guess. We'll check out this Medium article here. So it's X13. So we're looking for a miner that will use X13 or mine X13, right? Got all that. Okay, here we go. Wild Rig is one, and T-Rex. Okay, great. So I think that they just didn't they add Wild Rig to Simple Mining? I don't see WildRig. Okay, so they don't have WildRig, but they have, where was that? Not there. Oh yeah, I never even showed y'all that for Ombre. This was their website. I actually ended up going to it. I don't want to get too off track here, but this is what their website looks like. All right, where am I at? Oh yeah, it's over here. Not there. Here we go. Alright, so it looks like using simple mining, you would have to have you can use T-Rex, but you had to have NVIDIA GPUs for that. That's what it looks like. I thought, man, I want to see that. I want to say that I saw some stuff about WildRig for simple mining, but I might be just confusing two different things. Let's see here. I wonder if it's one of those ones that maybe CC Miner could do for. Well, that wouldn't be for AMD though. That would be for NVIDIA. Maybe SG Miner, because you wanted to you wanted to use AMD, right? Isn't that what you said? Oh, you got 570s. Never mind. Okay. All right. So great. So we'll be able to use T-Rex. So let's use T-Rex. And we're using NVIDIA. So we'll go BCD, Bitcoin Diamond, and we're going to go, and this is like, what's the X13 BCD, something like that, right? Is that right? And then we're going to go NVIDIA. And I'm going to go ahead and throw my name on here because it might be something I might mine in the future. And then we'll go NVIDIA. BCD. X13BCD. T-Rex. This is how I normally construct my group description. I think that's pretty much it. Sometimes I'll put the pool on there, which we don't even have a pool yet. So let's go and find a pool real quick. Alright, so in this case, I would probably hit up these. Haven't hit a block in a while. I'd probably go with ice mining at this point. Maybe even GOS. I like B-side too though. I don't know. Let's help there's no miners on that one. Try B-side. So where is this crazy algorithm at? Did they just call it? Oh, there it is right there. X13. Am I just skipping over it? What am I doing here? Yeah, see, they have it listed as BCD. That's fine. Alright, so we should be able to grab this. Actually, we need to look at what the miner requires, but see, what do we need to do? Let's go back over there. It's got A, pretty standard. O stratum. Got too many tabs open. 20 tabs open. This says solo. I wonder if CPU, GPU, Bitcoin Diamond. Alright, so let's not do that one. Alright, well, screw it. We'll just use the top one. Eek. Eek. Maybe not. Let's look at this one. Bitcoin Diamond is hot. 1,200 miners. Good grief. Alright, so we should be able to grab this right here. I'm going to copy that. That's already set up basically for BCD, but we need to check to see if that's the standard for T-Rex. I think it is. Yep. That's cool. Alright, got that. And then we got our receiving address, but I changed it, or I've copied something since then, so I'll go back over here and grab it again. Still synchronizing. It's only 8 years behind now. Paste that in there. Get rid of that space on the end. Shuby, I'm gonna zoom up on it for you. So there's what I have. Let's see if it works. Add that, and this is for NVIDIA, right? So, is that what rig I'm on? I think so. BCD, X13BCD. I don't know if that miner is on the rig or not, but that's okay. Alright, what are we doing in the chat here? Yeah, we might could have used CC Miner, right? That's an NVIDIA only. But it didn't have it on the page, so we'll just stick with this one. Alright, so it's rebooting. You can see that back there. Got too many wires in the way here. All that looks good. It's got you know, everything's set up for Aeon as far as overclock and all that stuff. So it's looking, does that mean that it's accepted? If I see OK, then I'm thinking that that's good, right? See some green OKs there. So, man, I'm going to have to split this video up because we just did 2 coins. 2 random coins. Bitcoin Dark, and what was the other one we did? I forgot what it was now. Ombre. That's funny. No, this is not a beer. This is a mixed drink. This is Crown Apple and Coke. But yeah, you're right. It's, I mean, look, it's all watered down now. I can go get a refresh drink. It'll just take me a minute. So Shuby, we did it. It's mining right now. So you want me to bring up the miner option string again? Go over here, like that. I mean, I guess I can just double it up and put both coins in the description, I guess. Right? Oh, let's check our because yeah, this is like a totally different algorithm and everything. So let's try let's look at what our power is now. So it looks like, I want to say that this is more than, let me zoom out so I can see what's going on here. Give me a second. Close that. It's at 700 watts basically. And I think that that is more than what it was on Aeon, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was at like 670 or something like that. Maybe even a little less than that. So we're around 700 watts at the wall for a 6 GPU, 2 1070s, 2 1070 Ti's, and 2 1080s. Yeah, I drink slow. This is my second drink. Hey, look, I finished a whole drink in like 20 minutes right before the show started. So yeah, I'm kind of slowing down now, but y'all have me actually doing stuff. I mean, I'm actually like, you know, in here trying to troubleshoot and figure out why, you know, how to mine this thing, right? So yeah, I'm distracted a little bit. Sorry. I will go get another drink though if y'all want. If y'all let me, if y'all can wait a minute. Let's close down some of this stuff here. Don't need that. Put that. Did we use BSOD or no? We used IceMiner, right? No, we used BSOD, right? I forgot already. Good grief, man, my brain. Doesn't really matter, but ice mining, yeah. Yeah, nothing really special about this particular coin, Ombre. Although that profit was pretty good per day, right? Four something, $4.30 or something. But that's before power. But it's a Cryptonite, so it'd still be pretty good. All right, I'll go get a new drink. And while I do that, you know what I'm going to do? So we're, like I was saying, we're at 700 watts. So what I'll do is I'll put it back on Aeon, which is 2109, Equihash 2109. I'll put the rig back on that and just kind of be able to compare the power draw with it. Man, I can't believe 6 people are still watching this. You guys are awesome. It's funny. Let's see. You're on the 8th drink, Shuby? Good grief, man. That's crazy. All right, let me go get another drink. I don't know. Can I put something on here that entertain y'all while I make a drink? Probably not. I'm not going to be able to find anything, really. Yeah, I'll do this. I'll get make y'all really upset. I'll just put it on that. All right, I'll be right back. And it is rebooting, right? Not yet? Yeah, it hasn't rebooted yet. Let me check that, make sure. That I saved it, and it is actually, yeah, so it's on Aeon. All right, great. So it should reboot. Should reboot in a minute. Be right back. All right, I'm back. I had to put a cooler shirt on. Haha. Everybody got their drink? Everybody's good? Cheers, everybody. Oh, I like Maker's Mark, man. I do. Y'all are crazy. All right, so what are we doing, man? This is like dragging on and on and on. So what are we doing? What do we want to do? Mine something else? Let me go. Oh, I did switch over. Okay, so what was it at? It was at 700, right? 700 watts. So it's only at 715. That's not bad. It's about the same, roughly. Roughly the same as what it was at with that BCD X13. Yeah, man, I hope so. I love Aeon, but man, I just hope, you know, I don't know. There's a lot of things I hope. I don't want to spread hopium. Yeah. There's some cool stuff out there. I think that, you know, Aeon is definitely going to, you know, clearly make it through 2018. The thing I worry about Aeon and actually any coin, like any project, even RavenCoin or any of those, is like where the value actually comes from, right? So, you know, Aeon is going to be, it's a coin that operates functions on the network, and I get all that, but what gives it actual more value? Like in the case of RavenCoin, so here's the way I think about RavenCoin. It costs 500 Raven to create an asset, right? And those Ravens are burned, right? So you decrease the supply by 500 whenever you create an asset, whether it's a, you know, however you want, whatever you want to do with it, you know, the actual asset, but it costs 500 RVN Raven. So okay, that's great, but is someone, let's say that the value was $1 or $2 per Raven. Do you really think that someone's going to spend $1,000 to create a single asset on the network? I don't know, man. To me, it seems like it's almost like it's almost like it forces the value to be lower, you know? It just kind of bugs me a little bit about that. That's one of the things that kind of bugs me. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Maybe I'm not looking at it the right way. I know that because the assets, the 500 Raven are burned, that it decreases the number of supply, so the value should go up because of rarity. But what I'm getting at is, who's going to create an asset? Let's say that it goes to $5 a Raven. Is someone really going to create a single asset for $2,500? I don't know. Seems kind of weird to me, but that's just me. I mean, I did create the SavageMine asset on the RavenCoin, and I did it actually at a bad time because I did it whenever it was like, I want to say it was at 3 cents. So it costed me like, what was that come out? Actually, it must have been more because it cost me about $25, right? I think it, you know, USD. Obviously, I'm just talking USD value and all that stuff. So I'm thinking it was about 25 bucks. It might have been 50 to actually create that. That sounds like a lot. If it was 500, no, it wouldn't be 50. So it's probably about 20. Yeah, it was like 20 or 25 bucks to create SavageMine at the time, and then it kind of went down after that. You know, they got a pretty good pump whenever they went on Binance and all that stuff. But yeah, so it's one of those things that I don't know. I don't know. It's almost like it's built in to keep the value down, you know. So let me see what we got going on in the chat. No, you know, Mark, this is a, it's called a Casa. It's by TP-Link, and it's called, actually the app is called Casa, which, you know, you download it whenever you get the device, and it's a TP-Link. Let me actually, I will look it up on Amazon for you. It's actually pretty cool, and they've been on sale quite a bit too. I think I want to say I was paying like $30 each for them, and I think that they're a lot less now. If I can type, it's called a TP-Link Smart Plug. Not that one. It is this one right here. Wow, 17 bucks. That's super cheap. That is super cheap. Yeah, see, normally it's 39, and I think I paid 29 for all of mine. But it's super cool, you know. I don't know if I can go through all this by looking at the screen like this. I don't know if you can see that. Wait for it. Okay, there we go. So if I go back, this is what it looks like. On the first screen, I've got 2 rigs at a remote location that are currently off. That's why there's like 4 things listed on here. I'll post it in just a moment. There's like 4 things listed in here, but you can, anywhere that you have internet access, this works. So, you know, you can power off rigs remotely. You can power them up remotely. The remote rigs that I had, once they were remote, I never even went to the place. I was able to restart them from this app and stuff from anywhere in the world, basically, you know, like they say. So it's really cool. But then you just click on the rig that you want to look at more information. So you go like this, and then you can, in this case, you know, the rigs were shared, so it was important to figure out like how much electricity it used for the month, right? So this has like a log. I want to say, hang on. If you go to the usage, so all I did was I clicked on usage right here. Let that. Shoot, sorry. So I clicked on usage right here, and then it's got like a monthly total, how much it used that month. So it's pretty neat. I mean, I could probably show you, like right now I could, like the rig's on back there. So this is the NVIDIA rig, right? So if you hit like this button right here, boom, powered it off, just like that. And then you can hit that button again and see it coming back on now. So kind of neat. And now obviously it won't come back on if your BIOS isn't set to power on after power loss, but mine is, so it should come all the way back up and start running. So it's pretty neat. It's a neat, it's one of those home automation devices, basically, that, you know, I commandeered to be a mining rig management tool, you know. It's kind of neat. And I wish that was my affiliate link, but you know, I had an affiliate link with Amazon for a long time, and no one ever bought anything through it, so they canceled it on me. So, whatever. Maybe once I get like 1,000 subs, maybe I can apply again and maybe get it. But I can tell you this: for $17, it makes me want to buy a couple more, because that is super cheap. And it works with Alexa. It works with, I want to say it works with any type of home automation, you know, system. So it's cool. They're a little bit of a pain to set up initially, because it takes a little bit longer than you think it would. Because it actually, like, once it connects to the Wi-Fi at your house or business or wherever, once it connects to the Wi-Fi, it has to like do a firmware upgrade, and it takes 10 minutes, something like that, maybe 8 to 10 minutes, somewhere around in there, to actually get finished with it and start showing up on your app and all that stuff. So you know, there's a couple things you have to do. You have to connect it to Wi-Fi first. You know, you get the app first, or get the app and then connect it to Wi-Fi. And all of mine, I actually had to connect directly to it from the phone. So I had to turn the Wi-Fi to my home Wi-Fi off on the phone and then connect directly to the device to actually configure it. It wouldn't, the app, it might just be the way that my stuff is configured, but it wouldn't see the device through the Wi-Fi from the app without me connecting directly to it first. I believe that's the way it worked. But there's a ton of, like, I think there's YouTube videos out there for it and stuff like that. I don't have one. I haven't made one, but there's people out there, Medium articles or something, that talk about what to do. It's not that bad, and they actually, it doesn't advertise this, but apparently it does work with 220 also. Now on the box and on the specs and stuff, I think it only says 115 or 110 or whatever. I don't think it says 220, but I've ran across several people that said that they've used it on 220 before, so pretty neat. Well, if someone hacks my power outlet, hacks my Wi-Fi, I don't know. Hopefully that doesn't happen. All they could do is turn it off. They could maybe like repeatedly turn it on and off. It would be just enough to piss me off, though. That's it. That's pretty much all I can think of that they could do. Well, you can see it's kind of large. Let me see. I don't know if I can maybe show you. I don't want to spill my drink here. I'll show you my mess over here. Oh, I only have one camera on here. I'm gonna try to show you with this camera right here. Y'all see that? So depending on like the configuration of your actual power strip, I would say I would give it 3. I mean, it only has one plug on the back of it, but you see how kind of big it is, you know. So I would say it probably takes up 3. Now if they're organized, like, see how this one's organized like a different way, but if it was a normal power strip, then I would imagine that it would take up, it just depends on how close the outlets are, you know, to be honest. It's not and it's going to depend on your power power strip itself, you know. I don't know. In my case, it's not so bad. Man, we're going on 2 hours, and y'all fools, 7 of y'all are still in here. This is fun though. Did I send a link to a power strip? I thought I sent the link to the actual device. Yeah, so I sent the link to the TP-Link HS100. 6 outlet power strip in your link. Might be better. Do they have a picture of one or something on here? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Shuby. Oh, they must have on the screen they show us 6. Oh, 6 outlets. Oh, I didn't even see that. Whoa, Shuby, that's awesome. Yeah, if all your rigs were in the same place, that would be friggin' sweet right there. That's like 70 bucks. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that is super cool. Yeah, I didn't even see that. Yeah, that's neat. Like if you had 6 rigs, then, you know, clearly each one of these basically ends up being one of these, right? So I would assume that that's the case. That is so cool. Yeah, individual control from anywhere, no hub required, surge protection, energy monitoring. Now I don't know if this one supports 220 like the other one. And this one even has USB ports. So what you could do too here, you know, you could power your fans to your rigs off of the USB ports, or charge your phone, something like that. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that is neat. I didn't even know they made those. Yeah, exactly. I'll do a video. If someone sponsors me the device, I will plug it up to 220 and I'll record the whole thing. Yeah, that's awesome. Let's see what it says. I'm pretty sure that, I mean, even the other one, the one that I was showing you, says that it's only 110, but like I said, there's been people that I don't know if it's just on like forums and stuff like that I've ran across, that they said that it works on 220. Probably not even gonna. Sometimes you can find out down here. Does it work on 220? I have US model and it doesn't support 220. Alright, so look right here, it says, this is the response I got from TP-Link customer care, hope it helps. Because we US voltage is 120 and we sell in the US, it says 100 to 120, but in actual, they probably meant in actuality, the wide voltage of the plug is 120 to 240. This is probably where I saw that, and it probably says something similar on the other one too. So it looks like it could work with you know, 220, 240. Yeah, in actually it says. I think they meant in actuality, yeah. Oh wow, SavageMine is live. That's cool. Alright, so what are we doing? What else? Let's see. What are we mining? What are we mining right now? Are we still doing... Oh, we're doing Aeon. We're back on Aeon, so that's good. I'm using the G miner, and it actually did go up. I was at 1200 souls using EWBF, and I switched over to G miner and it went to 1300. So that's pretty significant change. Not quite 10%, but it's 8%, right? So so that's cool. Yeah, mine wasn't 10%, but it was It was 8, a solid 8 for sure. I mean, it could be my overclock settings and stuff like that too. Don't know for sure. Alright, so let's go back to what to mine. I don't know what y'all want to do. I mean, I don't know. You want to mine something else? You want to go to like maybe a AMD specific coin or something? I've already done all these. I've never mined Dubai coin. Not too interested in it. I think we did Pearl before. Definitely done Metaverse. I've done Bitcoin Interest. I haven't mined Ella before. Or Graft. Yeah, see, I'm on an AMD rig right now. Okay, so you're saying that you can lower the power by 10%, and still get the same hash rate. Let's go in there and check that out. So what are you at as far as, so I've got two 1070s, two 1070s, two 1070 Ti's, and two 1080s in this rig. And this is a this right here is a 1070. That's a 1070. This is a 1080. Right here, right there, 1080. This is a 1070 Ti. Let's drag that over there. That's not going to work. It was 150, right? So what do you have for your... And stop getting on to me. Look, I got ice in here. I mean, I'm drinking pretty well. I don't know. What, I mean, how long has it been? It hasn't been that long. And I'm also talking. You guys aren't talking. Y'all are typing. So, all right. Use the same EWBF clock and lower the power by 10%. Any card work for me on every card I have. All right, so we're saying like 81 here. Use the same EWBF clock. Did that. So we'll go 81, 10%, 14. So that's 26. 15, that's 35. Am I doing this right? Alright, so let's look at what our... This is cool. I like stuff like this. This is neat. So let's look at what our power... So this is the AMD rig. So our power right now is 712 watts, right? So just to verify, 712, 713, okay. So let's remember that. I'll write it down right here. 712. Okay. Why did I do that? That's core. What am I doing? I need power. Good grief. One too many drinks. One too many drinks. 140, 150. 140. Why'd you let me do that? You let me mess with the core. That's not what we need to mess with. All right, 90. All right, so now power. All right, 10%, so that'd be 8.5. So we're looking at like, we'll go 78 on that. We'll go 95 on that. That's a, so this is a 1070 right here. I don't know if y'all can see that. I mean, so this right here is a 1070. This is a 1080. This is a 1070 Ti. So I probably could go 100 on that, or maybe let me drop this down to 90. So this is a 1080. So we'll go 90 there. Go 95 here. And then 78 there. That's just the way it's organized in the rig. So we'll save that. And again, we're doing 712. Right? 712, 713, something like that. Alright. So we'll save that. It's probably going to reboot the rig because it's on the one that I'm actually using. Yep, there we go. So it's, you can't really see it, but it is rebooting. You'll see it right here, of course, on the screen behind me. Time for a drink. One, 2 hours and 1 1/4 drinks. Come on, man. This is my third. This is actually my third full drink. And look, I'm a 50-50 guy, right? So if I'm using Fireball and Coke, right? If I'm mixing Fireball and Coke, it's literally 50-50. And Crown Apple is the same. 50%, 50%. So 50% Coke, 50% Crown Apple. So it's pretty strong. I mean, it's a strong drink. Not a math genius. Not at all. All right, so let's see where we're at here. Ooh, I lost some souls, man. I was at 1300. Let's give it a minute to kind of settle out. But I am down in power quite a bit. It's all the way down to 637. Right there. That's at the wall. So 637, but I'm not liking those souls, man. You know, you'd have to go through and do the whole calculation, like per souls per watt, which I did that a while back. Not using this miner though. Let's see. So how do we do that? Let's check it out. So if we're getting 1113. So we're at, what was it, 637. So we'll go 637 divided by 1119. So that's 0.5 souls per watt. Am I doing that right? Basically 6.6. It's not great. So let's change it back to, all right, so now we know, what was it, it's 0.56, right? Let me write that down. So at 636 watts, it's 0.056 souls per watt. Okay. Am I not doing that right? What should I recheck? I'm 2.5 drinks in, so if I'm messing up the math, then you know I can blame it on that. Did I shut down the calculator? Okay, so before it was 713, right? 713 divided by, and I was getting like 1300. So it's 0.54. Yeah, I totally screwed that up. So it's 0.56. It's really close to the same. But it's using less power. So that's good. This is one of those things, man, whenever you're like, clearly whenever the market is like it is now, you know, stuff like math matters, right? I mean, you really have to look at this kind of stuff. And it looks like the way it's set right now is actually better, even though my souls are down by 200. Right, because I'm using far less power, or almost 100 watts less, and my souls per watt is almost the same. It's very close to the same. Huh. So my math is off. So I'm doing something wrong. Am I supposed to be going the other way? 0.54. Okay, so I'm 2.5 drinks in, like I said. All right, so I need to go. Yeah, my math is wrong, right? So it's 1300. Okay, so before it was 1300 divided by 7. Here we go. All right, yeah, that's right. Was it 730? Something like that. Is that right? That's not right. So I'm 1100 right now divided by 637. Why is this coming up like that? Look, this is what you do. You just keep hitting like C and CE, right? Over and over and over. All right, so I'm at 1100. So 1,100 souls. 1,100. My mouse likes to double click on its own sometimes, so I need to get a new one. Divided by 637, which is the current watts at the wall. There we go. Okay, good grief. So it's 1.72 souls per watt. Now before it was 1,300 souls divided by 730. That's more, right? I need to write this down. Yeah, good grief. My math was all messed up, wasn't it? Okay, so 1,300 souls. And then I was doing, that was at 730 watts, I believe. Is 1.78 souls per watt. Okay. So 1100. Stop making fun of me, y'all. It's not nice. 736 still. So 149. See, I like the other way. The other way was 1.78 with the more power, right? Let's double check that. Whoops, that's not where I went. That's not where I wanted to go. So we're gonna go back in here and we're gonna add that power back in. So it was 90, 105. I thought the 1070 Ti's were the same as 1080s. I don't know how I came up with that. Okay, we'll go 180, 105 on those. 90 here. Save that. Whoops. Yep. I need a 0 there, not a dash. Alright, so that's going to reboot. Back there. So we're at 636 watts right now before the reboot, which has been the same all along. I see you too. I have one question. Where is Yashnik? Why is he not in here? That dude. Alright, so it rebooted and I'm already getting accepted shares. So we were at 636, right? And now we're at that 723. All right. Let me document that real quick. $723, and we're getting. Let's see how many. What's our souls? 1322. Okay. So if we go back to our calculator, I don't know why I keep shutting it down. And we go 1322 divided by 723. We get 1.82, which is quite a bit more than the other one, than the other way. So I like the way I've got it set right now. It's 1.82 souls per watt, and the other way was 1.49. So I'm actually happy with that. It looks like it might be a little bit more now too. 132. I mean, you can look at my my OCs. They weren't heavy to begin with, so you know, dropping them down by that 10% made it, you know, less profitable, right? So my 1070 Ti's and my 1080 are only at 105 watts, and the 1070s are 90. So there you go. All right. I think I'm pretty happy with 1.82. That's not bad. Seems a little higher than EWBF for sure. I want to say that the best I ever got with the EWBF was like 1.62 or something like that. So 1.82 is not bad. I'm digging that. A little bit more power, but you know, the whole souls per watt thing kind of makes it make sense. I went a little deep on that one. Yeah, see, I chugged that. Look at what y'all made me do. So what else is there? What are we doing? It's almost midnight where I'm at. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Y'all are, it's crazy. Look at what y'all are doing to me. You're in like Middle Tennessee, right, Shuby? Okay, I see you too. What are you drinking? Just want to know. What's everybody mining? Oh, another miner. Yeah, that's true. I could probably grab EWBF maybe. Because right now I'm using Gminer. So yeah, that's true. I could probably go ahead and throw... let's see. Do a EWBF maybe? Let me go and grab this right here. Algo server. We'll have to compare this to see if it looks right. And this particular miner, EWBF, you could change this from algo 2109 and then the personalization string from Aeon. You could just put algo Aeon and it would work. But Gminer doesn't work from my experience anyway with that. So Gminer, you have to have it just like this. So because we're using EWBF, maybe we can maybe I can show you that. What I'll do is I'll leave it like that this time, and then we'll assign it, reboot, and all that stuff, and then go in and change it maybe. Let's see, what do we got here? So report user path. I'll take the API off of there. Everything else looks legit, looks right. So this is what our string looks like so far. Add group. And we'll go over here to the rig list. And alright, so let's look at the power just to verify here. So power right now is at 725. 724. 22. So we're going to assign this rig to that new group that we created, which is that one. Reload, leave the OC the same and all that stuff, so that it's a one-to-one comparison. And we were at 1.3, so we were at the 1.82 sols per watt, the way we are right now. So it should be rebooting. Yeah, it says it is. So I mined ETC a while back, and I'm glad that, you know what I did? I was mining it whenever it was like bouncing around there about $10 mark. It was like $10 to $12, and I accumulated not a lot, but a little bit, and I actually exchanged it before it dropped down to like $3.50 or whatever it is now. What is it at? Yeah, 373. So that was not a bad trade that I made. Okay, accepted shares. So I would assume that at this point it is mining and all is well. Let's see what we got for hash rate though. So that's a pretty good comparison. So in direct comparison with Gminer, same exact OC settings and all that stuff, same exact setup. This one gets, EWBF gets 1210, Gminer was getting like 1310, so it's literally 100 sols. So this one's getting like, we'll call it 1200. So we'll go back to our calculator here. I haven't looked at the power just yet. So 1200 divided by, it looks like 720. So we'll say 720 divided by 720. That's not right. See, my mouse is double clicking, that's what it is. It's like doing its own damn thing here. 1200 divided by 720 equals, there we go, 1.66. So we have a difference of like 0.2, roughly like 0.2. But it's enough to make a difference for sure. I'm totally down with putting that back on the Gminer for sure. It's not a drunk finger, I swear, man. This mouse, I mean, I'm kind of a minimalist, you know, so I'll like buy the cheapest shit that I can buy, you know. For the most part, you know, it depends on what it is, but like when it comes to stuff like this, I buy cheap stuff. And this mouse has been good for a long time. It is a Logitech, but yeah, it has a mind of its own when it comes to double clicking sometimes. So look at that, it already rebooted and it's getting 1.35K. That's sick. Gminer, man, what did they do to this thing? It's kind of cool. Interesting. They really optimized it like a lot, clearly. So this is saying that it looks like all GPUs are pulling 600 watts, which is probably about right, because it's at 726, 720 right now. So, you know, if you put in the motherboard and the RAM and all that stuff, CPU, you know, all the peripherals and stuff, about 120 watts on top of that. So that's about right. Oh, you know what? Look. This particular miner actually has souls per watt. I just noticed that. But it's not 2.2. Now, okay, so it's 2.2 minus the motherboard and the RAM and the CPU and all that stuff. That would make sense. That's kind of neat, though. I mean, it's a good indication of what's going on. Yeah, that's kind of cool. All right. Does everybody see what I'm talking about right here? It actually has souls per watt on there. Kind of neat. Maybe try the G miner with the EWBF clocks, but take away 5% power. Are you gonna make me do math? All right. So only take away. So maybe try G miner with same EWBF clocks. So you want me to use the EWBF miner? Is that what we're saying? No, you're saying use G miner, but take away 5% power. I got you. Okay, we can try that. So I'm on G miner right now. I think, right? Yep, I'm on G miner now. All right, so if we go to Group OC, so we're going to take a little bit of, you're saying take a little bit of power off, 5%? You're going to make me do math again? That would be like 86. Okay, so what are we at right now? This was 720. We're at the 182, I think, right? All right. I think I did that math right. Pretty close anyway. And rebooted already. Yeah, it's really strong. Good grief. Okay, so looks like we dropped a little bit of power. So we just need to know what kind of souls we're getting. Oh, wow. Oh, this is awesome. This is going to be good. This is going to be pretty good. So 1270 and 700 watts or 696. I mean, it's telling you right there that it's actually more. If you look right there, it's actually 0.01 more than what it was previously. So we're using less power and we're getting a little bit more souls per watt. So that's awesome. But this is that thing where like I do a little bit of this at first. Anytime I'm mining something new, I'll go through these steps a little bit, like, you know, a little bit of configuration, a little bit of change. But once it gets to a point to where I'm pretty happy with it, I'll abandon it, because like I could sit here all day and tweak on stuff, right? I mean, all of us could. We could tweak, you know, go up 1 watt, you know, or you know, 1 clock, you know, whatever. So if I don't have the time, like if I'm not just like totally bored out of my mind, then it's kind of like not really worth it, you know, to me. So, but in this case, this worked out pretty well. This was a good recommendation from ICU2. Appreciate it. I wonder what would happen if I dropped it another 5%. Because, I mean, look, this is like actually going up 2.22 sols per watt. But if we go to our calculator and we're at 697 watts, at the wall we're getting 1265. There goes that double clicking again. 1265 divided by 696 equals 1.81. See, that's super strong. I mean, the other one was 1.82 and it was more power. So that's really good. I'm digging it. I like it a lot. You know, we could, again, like I was saying earlier, I mean, you could go and drop the, you know, wattage a little bit at a time and find a real sweet spot here, but, you know, it just depends on how much your time is worth, right? Yeah. I actually thought about that, you know, because a lot of times here lately, Brandon's been stopping about at 10:30 or something, right? So I was thinking like maybe doing like a pre-show, like the RandomCoin Mining Show, and then do something afterwards, you know. I know D-Tech used to do something after Brandon. It seemed like it worked out pretty well because he just got like a lot of people to hang around, you know, after his show and go to his, you know. So maybe, might be something I can look at. I don't know about the whole drinking thing though, because like during the week I have to get up for work, you know, so I don't know if that'll work, but yeah, I don't know. Kind of fun. This is fun. Mining lounge, yep, that's cool. Just got to think of like, I don't like having not having a plan, you know. The Random Coin Mining Show, I always have like a plan, and I know what I'm gonna do, and you know, I kind of jot down some notes about what's going to happen, and you know, like if there's slow parts, I have like notes as far as like what news is going on at the time, so I can kind of reference that if things kind of slow down a little bit. I don't think it's good to just wing it. I kind of have to have a plan. So, I mean, we're winging it now, and we're like, what, 2 hours? 2 hours, no, is it 2 hours? Yeah, 2 hours and 8 minutes over what we normally go. So I don't know, maybe winging it is good. Yeah, that's true. I mean, good ideas, you know, drinking a little bit and then having some good ideas. I was telling everybody earlier, I don't know if everybody was in here or not, or maybe if the audience has like switched over, but in the next couple weeks, actually the next 4 weeks, I'm going to have probably a little bit more time to do some more videos and stuff. So oh yeah, I was going to ask you guys, like what would you like to see? Like what kind of videos would you like to see? Something you're curious about, like how to do something. I like teaching, you know, and I like that aspect of it. It just kind of has always interested me. I was an instructor. I taught, you know, a lot of technical stuff, Microsoft courses and stuff like that. So I have a little bit of experience with the whole teaching thing. And so that part of it has always interested me. So I was going to ask, like, hey, what something that, you know, maybe something that's super complicated, or something that you just want more information about and you just want it in like a quick video or something like that, I think these videos and YouTube and stuff like that, and even BitTube and all those others, it's such a great resource. You know, it's so funny to know that like YouTube is the second most used search engine, and it's not even really a search engine. So that's kind of cool if you think about it. You know, Google is first, and then there's YouTube. So people go straight to YouTube to find out how to do stuff. I think that's pretty valuable, you know. Just me, my 2 cents there, my 2 Satoshis. Yeah, I could plan on drinking, but man, on the weekdays I have to get up at like 5:30 to go to work. So those nights are super rough for me. Even just doing what we're already doing, you know, doing the show at 9:30 and then ending at 10 and then watching BrandonCoin and all that stuff. It's rough to go to sleep and then get up for work and all that. It costs you tons of money. YouTube, I would say that it saved you money. I don't know. Depends on how you look at it, right? Like I've learned like how to fix things on my car and stuff like that from YouTube that saved me a ton of money, for sure. But yeah, I guess if you're like mining and there's people saying like buy this and buy that, I could see how it could cost money. Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I like the Friday night drinking thing. That's cool. I mean, I could probably make it to where I do this on Friday nights. But the only thing is, you know, if I start at 9:30, then I don't want to run over BrandonCoin. So it might be a situation like we were saying earlier, where we do the RandomCoin Mining Show, then watch BrandonCoin, and then as soon as BrandonCoin ends, then I'll just pick back up with this nonsense, you know. So, but I could probably put something together to where there's like kind of an agenda or a plan, you know, with what we're going to cover, you know. Sometimes I like to do that in that 30-minute show too. Like I've done some shows where like if we use the XMRIG miner, you know, I'll go ahead and show how to configure your intensities and stuff like that. That was kind of cool. That was all planned. You know, I wanted to get it out there like so that the video ended at a certain time, and then like we stayed on track and we got it done in 30 minutes. But here lately we've kind of ran over it pretty frequently, and I don't like that. I like to be able to just go straight at 10 o'clock and go over to BrandonCoin. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I try. King of Random. What is King of Random? I don't even know what that is. Look, guys, and I'm not even pouring it out over here like on the side or anything. Like I'm actually drinking it. It's pretty crazy. You guys have me all messed up here. You have all seen how efficient my rig is. Like just because you see it during the show or something like that, and then you're like, oh wow, look, he's getting 11.3K. I'm not, you know, again, I'm not real big on like just fine tuning stuff. I think that once you get it to a point to where it's somewhat makes sense, and you're not like blowing your rig up, you know, by putting too much power into it. That's kind of like where I stop. I really don't tinker with it a lot. I think it's counterproductive for the most part. I mean, I know you can tweak a little bit here or there. Like we just, you know, ICU2 just brought up this, like decreasing the power by 5%, which made a pretty good difference, you know, and it got me a couple, you know, a few more souls per watt and everything, you know, stuff like that's cool, but it's just not. It's just not that productive to me. I think that, you know, it all comes down to time. If you have the time to tinker with it, okay, fine. But, you know, I don't know. Well, I see you too. It's really not 2.2. Remember, because that's what the miner is actually showing us. It's actually not 2.2. If you take from the wall and you do the calculation, it's less than that. It's like 1.82 or 1.87, I believe. I don't push like the GPUs. I don't push them really hard. I don't throw a lot of power at them. You know, they're even. It's kind of funny because I don't know if you've been in BrandonCoin's streams lately. Whenever Yashnik is in there, but oh my gosh! So Yashnik posted. He did the rig of the day pictures. Were you in there? Were you in the room? Were you watching that whenever that was happening? That was so hilarious. I was laughing so hard I was crying. But because I guess that Yashnik had these pictures of the old risers, right? And he had SATA risers. Now I'll be honest. I use them. I have them right now. They're actually in this rig right here. That's why, like, if you look right here, there's nothing plugged into the 6-pin. It's actually a SATA. But me and Yashnik talked about it. It's like, hey, you know, I told him, we were talking on Discord. I'm like, I've used SATA forever, but I think that what happened, you know, whenever people were mining, because I can tell you, mining Ethereum or Ethereum Classic is totally different than mining almost everything else. Like those F-hash algorithms are so power hungry, and people, you know, in the past year were pushing all their GPUs, all their power. They were putting like max everything, and I think that that's where they ran into a problem. You know, I really don't think. I mean, I know that there's some wattage situations there and stuff like that. I get that. I know that, I don't know, what is a SATA supposed to only have like 45 watts or something like that. I don't remember the numbers. But I can tell you, I mean, this rig has been running like this for more than a year, and I use SATA. No problems with it at all. But anyway, so that stream that Brandon was doing was hilarious because he like brought up a paint and he was drawing on it. It was like showing fire and stuff. I was dying laughing. That was so funny. I don't even know where I was going with that, but what I was getting at was the whole power thing. How you know, people just were throwing everything out their rigs and causing them to catch on fire. I could see that, you know, because I know whenever I'm running F-hash here, it's brutal. I mean, the room is so much more. It's hotter. Like the GPUs, you touching them, it's so much hotter, you know. So I don't know. I think that if you tune it down just a little bit, pull a little bit of power out of it, it just doesn't, you know, like we've done here. I mean, this is like kind of a fine-tuned thing. I mean, pulling just 5% of power out of it made a pretty big difference. Enough that I'm going to leave it like that, right? But I think that whenever people were mining Ethereum and Ethereum Classic and stuff, they just threw everything at it and caused all those problems. Like, yeah, people, you know, burning up all kinds of cables and stuff. And I don't know. I think that that's what it was either poor power management, poor power supplies. I don't know what the cause of it was, but I kind of think that it happened to one person. They posted it on Reddit. They talked about it, and then that myth kind of like just spread. Like I saw a bunch of YouTubers that would take a riser, and then they had the little adapter, you know, the 6-pin to SATA adapter, and they would like throw it away, you know, like, well, here's what you do with this, you know, and then they would throw it away, and it was like this running joke. But I don't know. I don't have any problem with it. It's just me. So I think it comes down to power. Look at this, 2.32 souls per watt. That's not bad. There are still 6 people in here watching this nonsense. Y'all are crazy. It's 12:20 a.m. Did Brandon ever post a video? Did he do like a premiere or anything? Let's go see. Man, where is BrandonCoin at? I thought there he is. All right, my bad. He was up there at the top. Wow, his next video is 12:21. That's a long cruise. I thought he was going to post. It's tough, man. I'm telling you. If you haven't done YouTube, it is tough to keep the content coming like that. I mean, it's rough. You know, actually, I see you too. You know, I did that Aeon video. He can tell you. I had like, I wish I would have really documented it, but it's probably between 40 and 50 hours that I had in that video. Because a lot of people like me, you know, I mean, we edit our own videos. We do everything ourselves. You know, we get zero help. I mean, we might do Fiverr for some graphics and stuff like that. Like I did that like for my intro and stuff. But everything else is all us, man. I mean, I'm editing all that stuff. It's crazy. You know, and not only that, but you're like me, in my case, I'm actually learning it as I go also. So it actually slows things down. But, and what I try to do, like I said earlier, I'm kind of a minimalist. So I try to use free utilities, right? So pretty much everything that I use software-wise is free. And some of the free stuff isn't that great. So, you know, that's just the way it works. Yeah, it's rough. I mean, keeping that content flowing like that. He's done a great job, though. I mean, BrandonCoin has for a long time. So it's kind of cool. Glad he's actually on vacation and relaxing a little bit. Now's probably the time for that, because I think that, you know, 2019 is going to be probably going to be hectic. I'm hoping anyway. I think it's going to, everything's just lining up for it to be crazy. Let's see what the market is doing now. Like I never thought I would see that. Ethereum at $84. Good grief. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Yeah. What I try to do on my show and my videos is, I always say it too, it's like step by step, because whenever I was first getting into this and I was looking at YouTube videos, there was a lot of stuff missing. Like people would like skim over steps, or they would run into a problem and then not describe like, hey, this is how I actually fixed it. I mean, there might have been videos out there that did that, but I couldn't find them. So I want to be the guy that says, okay, like literally this is step by step. This is exactly how you have to do it. And if you see this type of symptom, then this is how you fix it, and things like that. And that's what, I mean, this show actually, the RandomCoin Mining Show actually does that as well, because there's been a lot of times that we ran into problems and I'm like, man, you know, there's been a few that I'm like, okay, I got this. This one's going to be easy. You know, we'll be able to mine it pretty simple. And then we end up running into a problem. I actually kind of like running into problems because it makes it more realistic. You know, there was like a video I did. What was it on? I'm probably not going to remember. Yeah, I don't remember what it's been a while back. And one of the comments on the video was like, it was really cool that you didn't like edit out the part where you ran into a problem. You know, you actually showed us that this is real world stuff. This is how it actually happens. And then what you did to actually fix it. And that's what I think is kind of cool about the mining show and doing something totally random every night, because, you know, you never know what you're going to end up running into, what kind of problem. I mean, we did it last night. We ran into a problem where I thought we were good to go, and then I was letting it run, and while I was watching BrandonCoin, Brandon's show, you know, I realized like, wait a minute, I'm getting like low difficulty share indications and errors and stuff like that. So, you know, it was kind of cool. Like, okay, I ran into this problem, so this is how you fix it. I like that kind of stuff. I like the troubleshooting part of it, and figuring stuff out. So, yeah, yeah, that's a good point. You know, people were trying to become celebrities instead of helping people. Yeah, and that's not me. I didn't have. I want to be the guy that I didn't have whenever I first started. Because, like I said, like most of the YouTubers, there were a few that went step by step, but there were also some that really drug it out like really long, like really long. And I don't like that either. I don't like wasting people's time. I like being precise, being accurate, but also being efficient on the time size, so that it's not like a waste of time to watch it. I mean, this stream is going to be a waste of time, but it's kind of fun. I don't know. We're going on 3 hours. I don't know. You know, I don't know when we'll actually stop. I just noticed like waves down here. Good grief, man. They've been killing it. Up 10% or 11% again. Anyway, so back to the videos. Yeah. Yeah, there was no useful information on YouTube whenever I first started. There was a little bit. I mean, you had VosCoin out there. He was there whenever I first started. And there were a few others like Son of Attack, you know, but he's kind of thrown in the towel. He's done for the most part, from what I can tell. There were some other ones that were strictly like, hey, you know, just riding that wave of, like you said, trying to be a celebrity or something. That's just not me. I would rather be helpful and you know, give people the information that they need to actually get through this type of activity, you know. Whew. So my drink is empty. So what does that mean? Yeah, I like Carter. I like BBT. He's good. He did that. He did a really cool. I don't know if y'all saw this or not. But you know, whenever RandomCoin had they released their assets, right? That capability and on their blockchain from their wallet and all that. I got home from work that night or that day, and I was like, I wonder, you know, if he claimed, because the way it works is kind of like the old days whenever, you know, people used to register domain names and then sell them, right? You know, like register popular domain names back in the day whenever you could do that. And I mean, there were businesses that do that. And actually, I saw something recently about GoDaddy doing that as well. Like they'll document their searches, like what people are searching for is for domain names. And then whatever, you know, pops in there, they'll register it. They have a third party that registers it so that they can sell it, right, for more money. But basically, that's kind of the way that RandomCoin assets work. And I got home and I'm like, maybe I should check to see if BitsBeTrippin, you know, registered his asset yet, because I knew that he had talked about doing it, and he didn't. He hadn't done it yet. And actually, I can show you that video. I have it right here. And I think it's in here. Whoops, not that. Let's see. Yeah, right here. So I should be able to show this, I think. Let me pause it. So I got home and I was like, I'm going to check to see if he has registered this name yet, because I knew that he had talked about registering it, right? So I checked BBT first. You can see right here. I guess I can zoom up on that. So I checked BBT, and that one, it says, you know, I checked the availability of it and it was invalid, right? So that one was not valid. But right after that, I checked, I'll just play it. So I checked BitsBeTrippin. I misspelled it the first time, but I fixed it. and checked availability of that, and it was actually valid. And I actually contemplated, I'm like, oh my gosh, should I register this? Because it's 500 Raven, right? I was like, I'll be honest with you. I wasn't going to register it to take it from him. I was going to register it to give it to him, like later on, like just sell it to him for, you know, the 500 Raven or whatever, right? Or even just donate it to him, right? But I saw it. I was like, you know, I'm not going to risk it. I know that he's going to be on here soon to get it. And so I didn't. But I actually tweeted him about it, and I told him about this situation. I actually linked to this video and stuff, and he thought it was kind of funny. So I could have got, you can see right here that I could have got Bits Be Trippin' asset, and I did not. So that's kind of cool. I thought that was neat. All right, so let me run to the bathroom, and that's way too much information for a live stream. And I'll get something else to drink. If y'all are going to stay in here, there's still 6 people in here. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. And we're over 3 hours. I'll be back in a minute. All right, guys, I am back, and all 6 of y'all are still here. And I am refilling, or I did refill. Man, I'm never going to get up in the morning. All right, so what are we doing now? I'm out of ideas. Y'all are running the show at this point. What are we doing? Let's see. See if I can think of anything. Was everybody falling asleep? Is that what's going on? What do y'all think? All right, we can talk about this. What do y'all think about Intel entering the GPU arena? According to UFD Tech, this guy right here, supposed to be pretty good. I mean, if you think about it, he brought up a really good point. I think it was him that brought up the point that, you know, you got AMD on the low end and you got NVIDIA on the high end, and there, it might have been Brandon actually that said this. Then there's a huge gap. It was Brandon that said that. So there's like this huge gap in between like high-end cards NVIDIA and low-end cards AMD. So hey, if someone can fill that gap, that's a good thing, and that actually works out in our favor, you know, as miners and stuff. So it should be pretty interesting. I would like to see that, you know, a third player in there. You know, you'd have the red, the blue, and then the green. You know, it'd be kind of cool. RGB, right? Yeah, you know, UFD Tech, he's gotten a lot away from, like, there for a while it seemed like he was talking a lot about mining, and then he kind of got, I don't know if he maybe went to mining and then got out of mining, or you know, went more to like the hardware stuff, the regular old hardware stuff. I still watch him from time to time. He's still good. I want to say that, yeah, it's like his production is really good too. Like he's got a good editor and stuff, but all of his stuff, see, he's got help. You know, guys like me don't have help, and so he's got like an editor. I think his name is Reese or something like that. Maybe the film guy, and so he helps him a lot. You know, and that makes things a lot better. So whenever you're editing your own videos and, you know, trying to come up with all the stuff that you have to come up with, it's rough. It takes a lot of time, a whole lot of time. Oh my gosh, Yashnik, you're here. Oh my gosh, we're having a blast. We're drinking and having fun, just looking at random stuff. ICU2 said you were sleeping, so I guess you're not. What's up, brother? Let's talk some Aeon. I don't know what to say. Y'all are so crazy. This stream is like nuts. Have you got a drink though, Yashnik? You guys are awesome. This is fun. What are you drinking? So, yeah, ICU2 is talking about my 2.24 souls per watt on mining Aeon on NVIDIA GPUs. Apparently that's pretty good. That is pretty good. But again, that's not included. I mean, that's 576 watts. That's not, you know, at the wall it's a lot different. But maybe are you literally talking about this particular situation with the miner, like what you see in the miner? Because if that's true, then that's kind of cool. I mean, I'm glad to be in have a world record at that. That's cool. I'm down with that. I mean, we could probably tweak it a little bit more. I mean, I might be able to drop the power a little bit and still maintain, you know, around 1300. Oh, wow, look at this. This one was 2.33 up here. 2.35, 2.33. Killing it. I'm happy with that. Yeah, I don't really you know, like I said, I don't really tweak on it a lot, so it's kind of cool that it ends up being like something you've never seen before. It could just be my config too, though, because I've got, you know, 2 1080s, 2 1070 Ti's, and 2 1070s. I don't know if that would make a big difference on, like, you know, how that works, but kind of neat. I will show you my settings. Let's go to Group OC, and then we will go here so that you can see what's going on. So this right here, the 86s are the first one, or GPU 0 is a 1070. GPU 1 is a 1070. No, I'm sorry, 1080. GPU 2 is a 1070 Ti. GPU 3, I messed that up. Was it 101? Clicking and dragging when I shouldn't. So it goes 1070, 1070 Ti. I'm sorry, 1070. Golly, man, I'm like 4 drinks in now. So it's 1070, 1080, 1070 Ti, 1080, 1070 Ti, and then 1070. I've got that written down somewhere. Yeah, like right here. Here we go. That's the way it is right there. So if you look at this, and then you look at this, you can see what I'm doing as far as power and stuff. But why is it? I thought it was different than that. Oh, power. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Let's see. Can't move that. Yeah, so that's the order that it's in, and that's the hardware order. The miner actually puts it in a different order. And I talked to the Simple Mining folks, the moderators and stuff for the chat, and they use, actually it might have been posted in Bitcoin Talk for Simple Mining OS, and they were saying that the OC settings should be set for the hardware configuration of which GPU is which, because miners, the miner program itself might put them in different order, right? We see that a lot with the different miners, and I think this one is the same. Let me reboot this rig or reload the miner and see. I think that this one actually shows like it'll say GPU 0 is a 1080, GPU 1 is a 1080. I think this one does that. I'm restarting it now or reloading the miner to see. I'm pretty sure that I'm right. But Simple Mining uses the hardware configuration of the miner, or the GPUs, this hardware address for the OC. And so it can get really confusing whenever you don't have things like put in the right spot, you know. Yeah, see how it, no, actually this is correct. Okay, so this miner actually picks them up correct in the right order. So GPU 0 is a 1070, 1 is a 1080, 2 is a 1070 Ti, so on and so forth. So it's basically like surrounded by 1070s is the way I kind of remember it. And that's just because of how I've got them plugged into the actual motherboard, because whenever I was building the rig, I just put them in like order, like starting at the I could probably show you. Basically I didn't do it the right way, because what you're supposed to do, I think there's a specific order. Let me find that sheet here and I'll show you. like the hardware order of the GPUs per PCI slot looks something like this. So I didn't do that. I just started right here, you know, and lined them up, you know, one by one, this way here, just in order. And that's not really accurate because you're supposed to use the, I think you're supposed to use the white ones first in order and then the black ones maybe. I forget. Let me look on here. No, you use the black ones first, and see your regular full length PCIe slot is actually 0. So whatever you have plugged into that one is your 0, which doesn't make a lot of sense because I have mine is 1070